Hi, how y'all doing? Today is October the 6th, 2025. It's Monday here in Ontario, Canada. The skies are bluish white, right? Sun shining, or what we know is the sun. What we're told is the sun. It's warm, it's supposed to be like 27, 28 today. The humidity's been really high overnight and the first part of the day, right? Yesterday it was 29, but I didn't have to put on my AC until nighttime. And it was hot overnight. Must be more people waking up, right? Because that's what they said. When it gets hot, it means more people are waking. So that's a good thing, right? This is warm temperatures for my area here in Canada, Ontario, for October. Usually it's more cooler than this. Schuman was at 36 yesterday, down a bit from the day before, but still intense. It was a very intense feeling weekend. Lots of spikes in the Schuman resonance, right? My son came home from his girlfriend's last night and got all mad because he missed supper time. And I sent him a text, right, to get something for himself on the way home because I was eating. I have a specific time and he knows that. So he came home and had tried to yell at me, and I said, fighting's not going to solve this problem, Don. And he shut up and just ignored me. Vented to his girlfriend over the phone, right? She went and got him some TV dinners. Crap. Poison. And then he was just quiet all night. He said goodnight to me and everything, so he must have seen the texts I sent him and thought a different way about it, right? But that's par on course for this full moon, isn't it, today? I thought it was last night, but my app says today. So, yeah, I had a bit of a rough time going to sleep last night. I tossed and turned a lot in my sleep. I dreamt all night again. Don't ask me what about, just a bunch of weird stuff, right? Got up at almost 7 o'clock, so not too bad, right? I was listening to a couple of videos yesterday, and a couple of words stuck out to me, right? One was that when I know they call it the 3-eye atlas, the 3-1 atlas comes, the energy, whatever it is, right? Because you can't see it with your bare eyes, so I have a hard time even believing in it. But they say that it's going to reset the Earth's grid line back to positive because our grid lines were overtaken, the ley lines and stuff like that, right? But stuff Rod Hayes said too about Washington, and you know how they got the pentagram there, right? It's the ley lines are in a pentagram, and when it's fully closed, I'm pretty sure this is what I remember, it's turns it bad, negative, and they opened it back up. They put a couple of flagpoles that were a certain uh, feet in height, right, in numbers, and that is to open the pentagram back up so that positive energy can come in, right, and change everything. Because, like I've told you, a different part of time and space, so everything has to change, right? They are not in control anymore. So that kind of resonated with me, right? And then, what was the other stuff? Hang on, I wrote a couple things down. The time change, right? They've been saying for years now how they're going to stop that, spring forward, fall back, right, in the time. And I believe it happens this month. I'm not sure, I haven't looked. I was hoping it would just disappear, right? Because it's hard on people. So when a lot of people pass is when the spring time change happens and the fall one happens. I know the spring one this year was really hard on me. Alright? So something's supposed to happen. That's what they're saying. I don't know. Right? It was a man who was saying this. Then what did I say in my last video? Men don't know. Women know. Right? But I've been waiting for it. They said that they're going to do it. They just haven't done it yet. So we'll see about that, right? The other thing was something about October 29th. And I looked up the moon phase on my phone and it said it's a first quarter moon phase, right? Which was action. So that's 2 days before Halloween. I don't know, right? 2 and 9 is 11. 11 and 10 is 21, right? So it's a 3. Oh. I don't put any concern into their dates, right? I'm just saying, I wonder what he thinks it is. And then, I don't know why I can't keep this in my mind. Oh, the one thing we haven't had yet is the Black Swan event. That was part of it too, right? So I looked up what's the meaning of a Black Swan event. And it is something that happens that nobody would expect, right? We're all expecting the fake alien invasion, their fake wars, or World War III, which we're in already. It's a technological communication, right? War. We're expecting that, right? So, I know good things are going to happen. They are happening. We're just not aware of them. I just had something on my mind and it's gone. Dang it. I'm having one of those days. Right? A reset. It's because of Schuman's low today. It went down. I see the report on Facebook. Right? It's quieted down. We're integrating, right? Whatever happened in the consciousness over the weekend. Same as in astrology, because it's the moon in Aries tonight. Watch out for people trying to get you into arguments and fights and stuff like that. Right? Stay balanced. Be grounded. I am grounded. Right? And just walk away from it. You don't have to engage. You know what I mean? You really don't. I do it all the time. The only time I engage is when I'm drinking. Like with my son there in the summertime when I didn't want him at my house. Alright? But now he has it and he knows he's not supposed to come here unless he's invited when he's drinking. Alright? So hopefully he keeps that in mind because I don't want to repeat. And he loves me. I love him. So hopefully he has that respect. How y'all feeling? Today, I'm still having pressure points in my head, right? Sharp, icky sensations here and there. In my back, here and there, right? My foot's tense. My spine, icky. But other than that, I'm good. I went to the grocery store, got a couple of things that I needed. Still got that exhaust in the air. I was hoping with the blue sky it would go away, but it hasn't. It was thick in the rise. It wasn't frost. There was no frost on the ground. It wasn't a mist. Right? Oh, there goes a white moth. That's something a tarot card reader said there a couple days ago. You see a white moth. So this is what it means. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. I was watching another tarot card reader today too, and she said to beware of AI tarot card readers. They're out there, folks. But she goes, it's easy to tell because they just sit there, right? They don't do stuff like whatever, right? They just sit there. And it's very scripted. It flows too easy. You won't be able to feel the intuition. Because AI doesn't have intuition. It's a program. You know what I mean? They like to say it's sentient and all that, right? But it's a program. It was made by people, right? We were made by Big Mama Source. We have intuition, you know? There's a difference. So yeah, I didn't do anything at all yesterday. Just sat around, relaxed, right? Watched YouTube. Didn't do nothing. But I went to the store today, so yeah. My friend too, Tass, was in Barrie, Ontario. Her and her son went down there. It's a bigger city away from us, right? And she was asking me something on the telephone. Her son had bought this coin, and she wanted me to tell him about it a little bit, right? And as we were talking, I heard sirens in the background, police sirens and everything. She goes, "Oh, I'm gonna have to say goodbye." I was like, she goes, "There's a bunch of bums attacking the cops." I was like, "What? Bums attacking the police?" And she goes, "Yep, I gotta go." I said, "Okay, bye." And that was the last I heard of her, right? But they called a state of emergency down in Barrie and kicked out or tore down their tent cities, right? So now you got a bunch of homeless people living on the streets in Barrie, drug addicts, right? When I was sitting outside the other night with my friend, one of the drug addict I was telling you about that almost got hit by a car a couple times, walks out in traffic, falls off, walks off the curb. He came over and started talking to her, right? Because Tash, she's a Gemini and she talks to anybody. She's very social, right? And I asked him if he got the job. He was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Why are you doing drugs, right? I see you walking all the time. I see you almost get hit by cars and stuff." I said, "What, you trying to traumatize me?" I said, "Why are you doing drugs?" I said, and he said something, I can't remember. And I said, "You're trying to kill yourself." I said, "Don't do it here." I said, "Go do it somewhere else," right? And he just looked at me. I was like, "You're trying to kill yourself, so knock it off by doing drugs, right? Like, what are you doing?" Right? And that's all I can say about that. But yeah, I really don't want to see him get hit by a car, right? Just because he got trauma doesn't mean he needs to put it on anybody else. That's the way I look at it. Do your shadow work, heal yourself. So yeah. Alright. Every day I'm stronger than the day before. Every day what do they call it? Christ oil flows through my body more, with ease, more than the day before. And every day I have more gratitude than the day before. I love you all's consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye. Wave me away. Bye.